I suddenly thought, samba, because I know when you hear a samba band in the street, you can't help but going to do, And that's a big issue for people with Parkinson's. They sort of lose that sense of rhythm, they lose the rhythm of walking. Some people have this freezing of gait thing where they just suddenly can't go anywhere, especially if you're in a doorway or something. And I just thought that the samba rhythms would help them. And I put it out onto my Twitter network, which isn't huge, but it is international. And they all said, yes, that sounds a really good idea, give it a go.
I've got custard in my trainers mouth. All right then. Shall we start with it?
We do look at things called biomarkers, which are biological changes that occur as part of the disease. They often are a really good marker of how the disease is progressing. However, we don't have really good biomarkers for Parkinson's yet, and so all clinical trials are based on a rating of clinical symptoms. And that will include, as I said, quality of life, motor and cognitive symptoms.
I was told by a consultant who was a very blunt Yorkshireman. He said, you've got Parkinson's, there's no cure, it's degenerative, it's progressive, which means you're only going to get worse. Your best hope is to take the medication and you might get 2 to 3 good years. And I thought to myself, nobody tells me what to do like that. So that was about 11 years ago, so I've done more than this 2 or 3 good years.
Before Samba, I was struggling to get out the chair, so at least I am a bit more mobile now, not quite so stiff, which is part and parcel of Parkinson's, the stiffness in the joints. I tend to still be leaning over to one side, so I've got to try and prop myself up. But I think without Samba, I think I would be struggling.
You're off the beat with a lot of pattern, a lot of beats. See if that works for you.
If you've got Parkinson's, there are things you can do for yourself. One is exercise. It's absolutely vital exercise. It keeps you moving, breathing. Parkinson's doesn't kill you, but it certainly paves the way for death by stopping your breathing properly and getting susceptible to lung illnesses. But the second is diet. Diet helps. And the third one is social integration. So many people with Parkinson's just shut themselves away. They just don't want to get involved. They don't see people seeing them like this.
If we can do that, and people with Parkinson's know that this is actually better for them, good for them in lots of different ways, including actually addressing some of their symptoms, then there's nothing to stop them getting on and doing it themselves. You know, you wait ages for somebody to come along and wave a magic wand, but if there's something you can do yourself, then that's really, to me, that's really important.
And that is one of the reasons that we're doing the trial, trying to tease out those complex mechanisms and understanding is actually the drumming itself. So there's a phenomenon called rhythmic auditory stimulation, which has been shown to improve the way the brain talks to itself and the way that messages are relayed around the brain. But also there may be a social component. We don't know that, and we will have to control for that carefully in our experiments. to make sure that we can understand what it is about Sparky Samba that may be helping people.